Hello, 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 everyone. How are you? Happy Saturday. Welcome back to another live. Yes, get comfortable. Keep coming. Can you guys hear me? Put in the chat if you can hear me. Yes. Welcome, everyone. Salud, salud. Happy Saturday. Yes, keep coming and tell me in the chat, where are you joining me from? Tell me where are you joining me from? Can you hear me, guys? Yes, awesome, awesome. If this is your lunch hour, just get your food, and thank you for choose to spend this 20-25 minutes and investing on you. I am super glad you are here. And if this is your first time here, I am Sinandra, mindset coach transformation. I'm passionate about helping people transform their lives. And transform their mindset, because that is how we transform our lives. So I really work with people to support them in their journey so they can lead with purpose, confidence, and intention. My information is in the chat. Yes, I would love to be a part of your transformation journey. So today we are going to be talking about something that can completely change every relationship you have. Your marriage. Let me fix over here this. Um, your children relationships, your friendships, your family, your relationships with your coworkers, and even the relationship you have with yourself. So today's topic is how to implement emotional intelligence in your relationships. That's something that it is an ongoing practice, and it's something that came up during our vacation into Mexico, and a lot of conversations. So when people hear the words emotional intelligence, they immediately think, that's about emotions, right? Well, yes, but not exactly. Okay. Emotional intelligence is not about becoming emotional or just focus on how you feel. It is about becoming intentional. Okay. It is about learning there is always a space between what happens and how you and I choose to respond, right? And instead of that tiny space, in instead of thinking that there is a space that is large, a space that is big, in between what happened and how we respond, that is in that space where transformation lives, right? So if you have any questions, put them in the chat. I would love to answer them during here or afterwards. Hey Tim, how are you? How you doing? Everyone, put in the chat where you watching me from so we can um, really expand and see. I love to see how this community is growing. So if you have any questions, put them in the chat. My information is in the chat. If you like this message and you want to connect with me, my information is there. I really want to be a part of your journey when you're ready to take the next step. Okay. And I appreciate, if for you today you drop any questions, anything that is in your mind about emotional intelligence that you need like some guidance. I can do that after the live. I can send you a technique, or like just guide you a little bit so you can step into your power. So my question for you that I'm going to ask you, and feel free to drop in the chat your answer, is, when we think about emotional intelligence and how to implement that in our relationship, think about what relationship in your life has challenged you the most recently. Hey, Lorena, how are you? Um, think about what relationship in my life has challenged me the most recently. It could be I see partner, teenager, boss. I see some friends relationship. Guys, this is a no judgment place. This is about self awareness. So please feel free to type which one is the relationships that are challenging you most recently, because awareness is always the first step towards transformation, right? So we needed to recognize, um, oh, okay, I see over here my personal relationship, and that's big. So here is the truth. Emotional intelligence starts with you and me, right? And here is something I teach to all my clients all the time. Consider that there is nothing outside of you, no others. The other person does not exist, right? So people don't trigger emotions that were not already living inside of us, right? They simply reveal them, right? I will say that again for you, okay? People do not create your emotional reactions. People do not create your emotional reactions. They expose what is already waiting inside, okay? So that's why two people can hear the same exact comment, and one laughs and the other is deeply offended, right? The situation wasn't different. The emotional programming was, okay? And this is exactly where mindset work begins. When you and I do the work to become more aware of our light, our quality, natural, powerful qualities, in our shadows, when we prioritize ourselves to learn what trigger us, we take accountability. And if you pause, because if we only focus on changing the other people or our external situations, we give away our inner power, right? But when we choose to change how we show up in our world and relationships, everything begins to shift. So I want to dive into some examples, and I'm going to start with your partner. Let's start with your romantic relationships. So picture this: you ask your spouse, "Can you help me clean the kitchen?" Right? And an hour later, nothing has been done. And naturally, what happens? Immediately, your mind starts telling you stories. They don't care. They never help. I have to do everything. Sounds that familiar to me? Tim and I, we always had that kitchen conversation. So now what happens? Your nervous system reacts. Your voice gets louder. And the arguments sometimes begin. But emotional intelligence asks us a different question. Instead of asking, why are you doing this to me? Why you are so lazy? Whatever you immediately would respond. Ask, what story am I creating right now? What? Take a deep breath and ask that. It could be, honestly, maybe they were distracted. In my house is playing video games or in Instagram. I don't know what your husband does. Maybe your husband just forgot, and cleaning the kitchen is not something they do or they have desire to do. Maybe they are truly overwhelmed, could be that maybe they simply don't prioritize the things the same way you and I do. Because for me, cleaning the kitchen keeps my mind organized, a sense of accomplishment. but does not. It's not like that for Tim. So now, does that mean you ignore the issue? Absolutely not. It means you work on communicating differently. Instead of saying, you never help me, try to say, when you do not, when I do not receive help after asking several times, I feel overwhelmed. Can we figure out a better system together? See the difference? One attacks, the other one invites partnership, right? One creates defensiveness and the other creates connection. If you train yourself to take a few breaths, to ground yourself, over time it gets easier. And this is one example, guys. And I can relay with the example. Many people, um, many couples have those cleaning the kitchen moments. So I want to shift it to parenting. Okay, let's talk about children, right? Um, I have teenagers. You may have younger children walking into the house. Let's think that they throw their backpacks or they slam the door. And the first instinct is, excuse me, slow down, don't disrespect me. I'm on a call or something for me. Like I work with technology and I have clients online. Sometimes they can be screaming and crying or like angry, whatever. But emotional intelligence pauses first, right? That's when you tap into your emotional intelligence. And instead of correcting behavior immediately, train yourself to get curious. Ask, hey, I noticed today seems like heavy. You are slamming the doors. Do you want to talk about it? Sometimes behavior is communication. Children don't always have the emotional vocabulary us adults expect. Sometimes anger is actually fear. Sometimes silence is sadness. Sometimes attitudes is pretty much anxiety. They didn't sleep well. As parents, our goal is not simply to raise obedient children, right? It's to raise emotional, healthy adults. And they learn emotional regulation by watch yours, right? Mine, right? So I want us to pause over here and reflect a little bit. And here is a question I ask myself with my kids. Am I trying to win this conversation or to strengthen this relationship right now? Because teenagers are tough, guys, and they are going through their emotions and they really observe, like sponges, how we react to the way they show up, right? Because those are usually two different things if you think about it. When you and I reflect, am I trying to end this conversation or I'm trying to strengthen this relationship? Right there is a question that you can carry with you through your week. You can carry with you with your family and with clear awareness that these are two different goals, right? So if you move that and talk about friendships, if you bring the teenagers, the partner, and now we land in friendships, we all have experienced friends that cancel all the time, not emotionally available, friends that don't text you back, seems distance, and immediately our automatic mode says this, they don't care, right? Or they are avoiding me, or they are not a very good, stable friend. That's what our automatic self immediately categorize those friends. But emotional intelligence remind us not everything is about us, right? And that's something big that we needed to reflect on. Sometimes people are just fighting battles they never told us about. And it's not about us. Instead of assuming someone is just cutting you off or don't care, ask, hey, call your friend and say, I have noticed you have been very quiet lately. I have friends for a lifetime that if I do not go after them, they will not reach out. And once we have this, hey, I notice you have been a little quiet lately, you are a little bit disconnected. How are you doing? Only from that approach, sometimes compassion saves their relationship that I assume long time ago that was destroyed. So friends are not meant to be perfect, but they definitely are meant to align how you are driving those relationships. And the friends are gifts of life. They will tell you when they are ready to tell you what they are feeling. And some other friendships that you have, they are quick and they tell you exactly how it is, and they really elevate your vibration and they become a partner in your life. So don't be too quick to assume. Emotional intelligence remind us that not everything is about us. And compassion save relationships. Okay. Um, I want to shift to family now, and like we can all agree, family knows exactly how to push our buttons because guess what? They install many of our buttons. Yes, I have one family member, I'm not going to say the name over here, that loves to complain, that loves criticize so much, and it is an outstanding person. So think about that. I'm sure someone over here in the life has someone, in the family members that sounds like this family member of mine that I just described to you guys. But the truth is, most of our emotions triggers begin in childhood. Yeah. So we definitely needed to practice to heal our inner child. Some when you were like with your family, sometimes the way your family behaves is often the way you respond, to your family. And it is from the old programming that already is installed of you. This is where emotional intelligence becomes incredible powerful. Learn to pause, practice to breathe, and ask yourself anytime that you are in a discussion with your family or you already go to your family events and you know certain family members have those types of history behaviors, right? When you respond, ask yourself, am I responding as an adult that I am today or reacting as a child I once was? That little question change change the entire conversation and how you deal with your family characters. Okay, so spiritually, I'm not sure if you are aware of that. We choose our own families. Yes, we choose because they have components that we came to this world to heal. Yeah, and to remember, reconnect with our power. You know, I want to dive into work, right? Let's bring this into the workplace, this emotional intelligence conversation. Imagine if your boss gives you feedback, positive and negative, and your automatic self immediately, your mind will say, they don't appreciate me, they have questions about my work ethic, I'm failing, I'm not good enough. But emotional intelligence separates feedback, right, from identity. Feedback is information, it's not your value. Instead of becoming defensive, ask, can you help me understand what success looks like here? Got it? So that is leadership. Whether you have a title or not, but just creating a journey where you understand that Emotional intelligence separates feedback from identity. Feedback is information, okay? It's not your value. And pause, train yourself to pause. And as you receive feedback, stay away, take a, like from being defensive, take a deep breath and ask this simple question for whoever, if it's your boss, if it's a coworker, can you help me understand what success looks like here? And let it be, okay? I want to give you 3 daily practice, okay? So you can actually integrate, implement emotional intelligence in your life. And here they are. Number 1, I said during the entire life, pause before responding. Not every text, not every email, not everything deserves immediately reply. Not every comment deserves an immediate reaction. Sometimes wisdom sounds like silence, okay? So take this one with you this week and apply to your life. Number 2 is become curious before becoming critical. Yeah. Replace what's wrong with them with I wonder what are they experiencing. Curiosity create empathy. Judgment create distance. Think, breathe. Okay. And number 3, name your emotions. This is a neuroscience technique. Instead of saying, I am angry, ask yourself, am I hurt with whatever happened? Am I embarrassed? Name it. Am I feeling rejected, disappointed? The more specifically you can name your emotions, the more effectively you can manage them. Okay. Many neuroscience researchers shows that recognize and actually label emotions help improve emotional regulation and interpersonal communication. So the mindset shift is for you to take away today. Emotional intelligence is not about controlling other people's emotions. It's about becoming responsible for your own, okay? You cannot control what people say. You cannot control what people believe or how they behave, but you always can influence over your response, right? And your response creates your future relationships because every conversation is planting like little seeds, right? The question is, what are you planting? Understanding, compassion, connection, or criticism? Think about that. Remember, healthy relationships are not built because two people perfect found each other in the world. They are built because two imperfect people keep choosing emotional maturity over emotional reactivity. Okay? Your challenge for this week, and consider this your homework. Okay? Before responding, um, during a difficult conversation, pause, okay, for just 5 seconds. Take one deep breath, then ask yourself, what response reflect the person I'm becoming, not just the emotion I'm feeling right now? Take this away with it this week. Watch what changes. Not only your relationships, but inside of yourself. And if today's message spoke to you, share with someone you love because stronger relationships begins with a stronger emotional awareness. And remember, you don't have to react to everything that happens to you. And remember, we talk about this. Things are not happen to bring you down. They are happen for you to be more aware and position yourself with align with your inner power, okay? You always have the power to choose your response. Thank you for spending your lunch break with me today. If this message add value to you, to your life, don't forget to subscribe and share this with someone who needs it. I will see you next Saturday. But until then, lead with purpose, choose with intention, and keep becoming the highest version of you.